black girls in my area code. Dark skin, light skin, medium tones. Perm ting braids, got mini afros.
And you said there's pink black girls, not area code. These black girls need to be in the shows. Be on the runways, not just mood boards. My hair looks a bit different today, so don't touch my hair.
Like new hair, who this?
Okay, so I already did my brows off camera because it takes the longest for me to do. So I went ahead and applied Baby Skin by Maybelline all over my face. This is just a primer that I've been using recently, so this is probably the newest thing I've added to my makeup routine, if I'm not mistaken. So I just applied this all over my face, and then I also went in with the NYX primer, the hydration primer. I don't have that with me, but I also added that just in my nose area because my nose get really dry around the winter time. So I went ahead and applied that. Make sure you guys apply a primer or some type of base underneath your foundation or concealer, just to give a more flawless finish in the end, and it also helps the makeup last longer, so be sure to do that. So I'm just gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me. I've been using this like all year, or yeah, I've been using this foundation all year. I'm actually running out of this one. I have like a lot more, but I don't know. I think before this I was using Lancome, and I just never went to the store to go get it. So I was like, let me just use my Maybelline because I have it here. Like, instead of buying all this makeup, like, let me just use what I have. So I'm going to be applying some of that. So I just literally, I shake up my foundation always, and then I just put it on this brush, and then I just place it where I want to. It's really no specific place of where I put it. Just put some on my brush like this. And if I'm looking off to the side, it's because my monitor is right here and my mirror is right here and the camera's right here. So hopefully that doesn't distract you guys. For the most part, also I've switched in my makeup routine is that I try to put majority of my foundation like in this lower area, not so much up in here. I do put it in my nose, of course, but I just mainly want this to be majority concealer, so I don't put that much foundation there. And then of course a little bit on my forehead. My forehead is big, but honestly I don't want to put that much makeup there because it's really no point unless you have any blemishes or acne that you want to cover. I don't really put that much makeup on my forehead. I feel like it's pointless, but maybe it's just me. So I try to go up in here with the foundation a little bit, and that's pretty much all I do. And this is also in the color 368, which is deep golden. So I've been using this all year round, even during the summer when I'm more darker. I just add more of my darker concealer to like make me more chocolate looking. So yeah, so we're just gonna take, this is just a Real Techniques flat foundation brush, and it's just angled like this so I can pat into my skin like that. So I just go like this, and I just kind of keep it in the same area. Like I said, I don't want it to be all up under my eye. On my cheek is probably fine, but I'm just gonna keep it in the area where I put it. And I usually like to use, I think I've been in between brushes and sponges like since I've been doing makeup. I don't know, like I'll be back and forth, but I still use both. Like I used to just use my foundation for sponges, and now I use brushes. Like it just really depends on my mood, honestly. But for the most part, I use both still. I really like to use a sponge for my nose, because a damp sponge for my nose, because it's really dry every time I'm doing my makeup. My nose gets really dry and pilly, and it's not cute. I haven't done a makeup video in forever. And I'm not adding as much. Well, y'all probably might think, if you don't do makeup, you might think I'm adding a lot of makeup, but this is really not like that much at all. Like, I used to add a little bit more than this, but I'm not going to today. Hopefully the light isn't too dim because the sun literally just disappeared out of nowhere and it's not even late yet, so I don't know. Hopefully that helps a bit, but I don't want it to be too bright because it's like hard for me to... Is it just me? Like, am I the only one that has to have like a certain type of lighting to do their makeup? I can't be the only one. Okay, now I'm just going in. I believe, I don't even know what brush this is. I have like a lot of these brushes, and I think it's from Miss A. They're like super cheap. So if you can go, I think they're still around. I haven't been in a few years, I believe, like, but it's called Miss A. They have a website. I went in the store to get my, see, I can see my nose getting dry right there already. So now make sure you also blend. My face is automatically, like, originally, if you watched the beginning of the video, my face is naturally lighter than my neck. So that's why I just make sure I use my darker concealer, and it's super deep chocolate. So now I'm gonna go in with my Tarte creaseless concealer. This is in the shade Deep Sand, and I'm just gonna go right here. Take this right in here. A little more. I'm gonna add this to my nose. A little bit to my chin. And that's what this looks like. So then I'm going to go in with my NARS. I just recently started using my NARS again. I used to be obsessed with this like years ago, and I just recently started using it again. I don't know why I stopped, because I loved it, probably because it's expensive, and it's empty like really quick. This is in Chestnut. Yeah, the color Chestnut, and I just put this one. It's a little lighter, and I'm into the brighter under eye now. I mean, I guess I've always been, but like super bright. It's like really in right now. That whole trend is like really in. So I just use that, and it's just a tad shade lighter than the concealer. You want your concealer, of course, to be like 3 shades lighter than your foundation, 3-4 shades lighter. And then also I go in with my darkened concealer to conceal my cheekbones, my forehead, and sometimes my jawline. Just really depends on my mood. And this is in NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in the color Deep Espresso, which is number 24. This is super chocolate. So compared to the foundation, it's pretty chocolate. So I just take that and I just use a little bit, because you don't really need a lot. So about that much. And I try to keep it in this area and up. You don't want it to be too low, because then it's gonna drag super low once you go to blend it out. And then my forehead is super big, baby, so we put some on the forehead as well. And I'll do my jawline today. I just use whatever's left. I don't keep going back in and out getting extra product, because you're doing too much at that point. So I'm going to go in with my brush, one of the brushes we used earlier, and I'm going to blend out the darker portion. Sometimes I blend out the entire part of under my eye with the brush, It just really, like I said, it just depends on my mood, honestly, on like what look I'm going for, how my skin is acting that day. It's winter, you know, so like it's like winter, fall. So my skin is starting to get dry and it's starting to act up. So after I go in with my brush, I go in with a damp beauty blender. Anytime you really use a beauty blender, whether it's powder or liquid, you want to make sure it's damp. So just run that under water before you start your makeup, and then, you know, start, just let it sit, you know, and be damp. You want to wring it out, but make sure it's still damp. And I'm just doing this in patting motions. I'm not rubbing it. You don't want to rub it because it's just going to go everywhere. You want to pat it in motion and just let it really get into the skin. So you pat where you want it to go. And then you just lift your eyes up. That's pretty much it. So I'm just going to finish blending this out. And then I'm going to probably come back on camera once both sides are blended out. And then we can finish the rest.
Merry Christmas! Merry Friendsmas! You guys ready to, you're always in my mind.
You're always on my mind.
I'm always on my mind.
I date.
Ooh, TLC. Boom. Put it on. Ooh. Right now.
Red light switch.
Right now. Look at me direct.
Yes.
I don't know where I am. Oh, where? I'm too tall.
have our national anthem. Performing this evening. Ring violation.
What's up, y'all? Made it back from the game. The Rockets lost on some deals this side.
Just made it back from the game, and I'm eating the food I had earlier. I don't know if they can see that.
Tell me what it is.
It's a breakfast casserole. They saw me cook it. Breakfast casserole. It's really, I think it's called a breakfast pizza, but I call it breakfast casserole. So we're eating that. And then we're going to watch The Grinch. The Grinch, right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Ooh, look my highlight. Say bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye.
Easy.